Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Thank you for joining us again today on Wisdom Minutes. We've been having a beautiful conversation on feedback, how to use feedback to our advantage. So we are looking at another category of people that respond to feedback in another way. The previous time we talked about the blamers. Today we are talking about the people I call the hard learners. By the way, I will implore you to go over the previous episodes, watch the first, watch the second, so that you will understand where we are on this third episode. And also, I request that you kindly click on the notification button. If you get value from these videos, click on the like button, share it so that other people will also enjoy the benefits you are getting. Back to the business of the day. We are talking on a category of people I call the hard learners. You hear people say that experience is the best teacher. These are the people we are referring to. The hard learners are people who place themselves in a situation that experience becomes their only teacher. Well, they are better than the blamers because when they suffer the consequences of their wrongs, becomes an experience. It teaches them something and they learn. The blamers don't learn. The blamers will blame every other thing but themselves. But the hard learners will see, okay, this is happening because I didn't do this. That is better than blamers, but that is not the best place you want to be. Because you can't learn a lot of things that way. And you don't want to learn things that way. Let's talk about parenting, for instance. If you choose to ignore conventional wisdom on raising children, you want to wait until your children becomes wayward. And that is learning from experience. Because at that time, you can't train them again. So you just suffer that consequences for life. Or road safety tells you to wear your seatbelt and you said no. That this thing called airbag, does it really work? You don't want to have an accident because you may not be alive to tell the story. These are extreme examples, but in our day-to-day living, we meet things that give us feedback, and you don't need to wait until you suffer the consequences of your actions before you make adjustment. But these are the hard learners. These are people that learn from experience. Ask yourself today, go back in the last 24 hours, in the last 7 days, in the last 1 month, since the beginning of this year, all the adjustments you made, did you only make them after you have suffered the consequence of your wrong? Or were you able to make adjustment before the consequences came? I will bring you into the fourth category, which we are going to discuss in the fourth video. But for now, I want you to understand the hard learners and make sure that you don't stay there for long. It's good to learn from experience, but it's a very hard way to learn. You can read book, you can read history, because history always repeats itself. You can listen to people's experiences. You can learn from it. You don't need to wait until you encounter something before you learn it. I hope you got value today. I could promise that you always get value when you visit our channel. Until I see you in the next video, thank you once again for joining up. And please, if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe, hit the like button and share so that others will have access to the videos. Till I see you next time, thank you. Bye-bye.